It's Chloe. All right, so I think we're still in the equinox realm. I actually am not really sure what day it was supposed to happen, the 21st, the 22nd, or the 23rd. I've been seeing a lot of posts on all 3 days. Happy autumn equinox and everything. Okay, and after I did my video for favorite decks for this season and the autumnal equinox, I realized I look so puffy, but I'm a chubby girl anyway, so it's kind of hard to tell when I am sick visually, um, because I literally look puffy all the time, right? um, so yeah, that was a thing. What came across for me from looking through my decks is I wanted to do another body image, social image kind of thing, inclusivity in Oracle and Tarot. And when I was looking through my tarot decks, I kind of did a retake of looking back onto the Circle of Life Tarot. Now, this is kind of a fantasy blend, fae, multicultural kind of thing because there's a lot of stuff mixed in there. And I like that. I really love decks that are kind of inclusive in that way. Uh, I the reason I'm sick. Basically, I spent Friday like not being able to do or focus on anything, and Thursday was when it all started. And when I woke up that early to help my husband with all that, and then did those videos, I could see that I was kind of mentally not keeping track because I said August a couple times when I meant to say October. Whatever. I'm feeling a little bit better today, but I had a friend with this similar kind of whatever this is, and it's like scratchy throat, coughing when you breathe kind of heavy. And I took something to numb my throat for a little bit so I can kind of talk for a bit. Um, Even then, I have this light cough that isn't like an effective cough, and I don't have any like major sinus stuff going on, but my ears, my jaw, everything feels a little achy. So, yeah, that's what's going on. So, please bear with me if I get a little lost in my words. It's just Chloe, and that's what I do. And yeah, so, but what I wanted to say was yes, this deck, if you have it, you know it has a lot of life, fayish, otherworldly being type creatures and beings and all that. Yes, it does have that. But you know what? There is a chunk of cards in here that has um, is very inclusive in the sense of, here's this dude. He's kind of like a pot-bellied worker here. There's different body types here that I like seeing and having included. Okay, here's like this fat. Now, I've heard some people feel it's a female. I hear some people feel it's a male. I don't care. I just like this representation of this body type being included because this is showing of gaining skill in keeping things moving in the direction that you want to go. This person is evidently using like a wand to try to control the Sphinx, and he or she has to get better and better at it to move forward. So I feel that the art in this, there's quite a bit of a chunk of age inclusion, older people, younger people, because some decks are very youth centered, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's your time of life and that's what you need to reflect what you're going through, great. But what I do like is, okay, here's some shapeshifter-ish type beings, kind of a lion, human-faced being on the light side, and here's this bird, this very aggressive on either side kind of thing. And I like these kind of decks because then instead of just focusing on the human body per se and certain age groups and having inclusive ages and body types like this is an older person, um, and plus size, I would say, not just big clothing, but noticeably chunkier in the feet, hands, and face, and the impression of the body as well. I like that because we are all different ages, aren't we? And we are all different. And I love this. This is like, I know the human S spirit blending with this elephant is not necessarily plump or skinny, but that overlay with the elephant is a gorgeous animal. My mom keeps thinking it's like my favorite animal, and I do love elephants. Don't get me wrong, but it's not my. Uh, I would say probably within my top 20 animals. Used to be one of my top five, but when you grow, your taste adjusts, right? So here is, I love this because you got a kind of a skinnier little fella or female, yeah, with a bit of a plumper fella, female, whatever. This is the Eight of Pentacles, and it's about skills, practice, gaining and mastery, that kind of stuff. So I love that. I love it. And we don't need like overly, that. But it also is inclusive of age. You kind of get an impression whether they're really, really young, old, midlife, all those different things. I like this one because this one feels like a much older male to me. I don't even care that he's like skinny as hell. I just really like his face. And I like that it isn't showing like this youthful, pristine person mastering, chakra work or whatever the hell. And here's a lovely pregnant female, gorgeous. Like, I just like this one. I love it. Some people, I have actually heard a few people tell me that they find the pregnant body basically disgusting. And I'm like, what? Really? Now, this is my favorite card in this deck. Mermaid, Justice card, or balance, whatever. And she is a overly voluptuous, just lushy girl, and I love her because I'm basically kind of like that too. But yeah, there is just also so much awesome stuff going on around here. I mean, it may seem pretty simple, but if you look at the little details, a mermaid with a sword, a balancing, she's trying to keep things in check, and if the regular route doesn't work, then she has a weapon to, take action with if needed. And I think that's awesome. I like that it isn't just showing, scales and everything. She's in kind of a dress that's like been made to kind of follow her body shape, whatever that shape is. And I think that's cool. I've never seen a mermaid quite like her. I'm seeing some plump ones, but they are definitely still going for that like nude look and everything. And I think, yeah, of course, there's a place for that. But I like that she doesn't seem like she's very young either. Like so many times you see a mermaid and she's like little Barbie mermaid or whatever. And I like that this one's probably a little bit of not old, but prime of life, midlife, that kind of age range. And I like that. I like that inclusion of that kind of depiction. Now, this dude, he just makes me laugh. But again, kind of a different body type there for a male. And, he's like a little different kind of being too. And I like that. That's what I like about Brian Froud's work. Because you have all different kinds of body types, all kinds of ages. This dude is a warrior, but I don't feel like he's like the typical, V-shaped warrior body. Neither is he very, fat or anything, but he is not the typical one. And I like that he's included. There's a lot more going on here with symbolism and all kinds of stuff around him. So yeah, he doesn't seem like the regular dude either, but I like this. I think it's really cool and inclusive. So many decks are so ultra feminine, and I like that you kind of can't tell what sex some of these people are. And I like that it isn't all focused on the bodies. There's a lot of fabric and layers going on here. This is not one of my favorite cards in the deck, but I don't mind this one. I like seeing some non-traditional. Now, this King of Swords, love it. He's action oriented, he's commanding, he's not overly handsome or, he's just a very strong, vocal, he's a king. I like it. Okay, and this guy, this is no lean, and it's not just because of the clothes. You can see his face. He's got the curves of a heavier person, but he still looks so strong and commanding and aware and open and just It's like an Asian Santa, but this is actually the color robes of a kind of a shamanic um, traditional wear. And that's part of the history of the Saint Nicholas, the Santa thing. That it was those northern countries had shamanic people wearing those colors a lot. So this comes from some kind of fairy tale, folk tale, and I love it. She is an older woman, chunky, whatever, being lifted by these little birds, taking her where she needs to be to do her work, and I love it. I love it. Inclusion. I mean, that's more real life to me than some of these like older people who are super super skinny. But you know what? There's those people too, so they have their place. They have their place. This hermit, it's like a Sahara Merlin. Love it. I really do. This is a really good card. And again, I like these characters in the overflowing clothing. It takes it more to the message than, oh, look at this body type. But you know, that's in here too. They've got some really, here's a mother breastfeeding. She's clothed as well. So it's showing what it needs to convey the message without being overtly sensual. And it's it's transitions. It's the death card. There are definitely some light, thin bodies and stuff. But you know what? That's true in life as well. Here is one where there's no people at all. It's the snake. It's the Two of Pentacles. I really love this deck since they've taken all those confusing language words off the border. This deck is so much more usable. I've been looking at it, sorry, the past couple days, and I'm really feeling drawn to this deck. So I love that, there's beings there without it all being about bodies. Okay. And yes, like I said, there is those life bodies in this deck too, but to have such a good chunk of the deck have inclusive ages, body types, really like these fantasy creatures, you gotta go with it. Um, I, and you know what? I don't mind some sexiness either. I just want to see other people too. I don't want the whole deck to be all sensual or whatever, unless that's the purpose of the deck, unless that's what you got it for. Um, I like seeing other body types. I don't mind that there are these like, fae-like creatures, but I also know that not all fae are life. There's all kinds, like Brian Froud shows us. But and this is one of my favorite kind of Pentacles cards. I mean, even if it is in the Ten of Pentacles cards, just this picture alone and what's happening in there is just so awesome. And I just love it. This moment of just being born, still attached, yet seeing the babe for the first time and the midwife they're helping. This is such an awesome deck. So this one has my approval. I mean, yes, a good chunk of it is a lot of life bodies, but there's also fantastical creatures, cool little dudes mixed in, non-standard bodies and stuff. And I like that. I mean, it's awesome. Okay, so for a blend of of it all, basically, I really feel that the Circle of Life Tarot is a cool one. Yeah, these are non-standard beings, and it's really cool that some that are more humanistic are showing us different life phases and different body types than just youthfulness, and I really like that as a way to be inclusive of different people and their experiences of life and everything we go through. So I'm going to end it there. Uh, I don't want to start coughing too hard. Um, and I just really wanted to get that out there. So again, this is that one of those body image / inclusionary videos of a deck that I kind of think can be opened. I mean, there's a chunk of cards, not just one or two, but a few. Um, I don't know how many, over 10 to 15, maybe 20 cards in this deck that include different ages, different body types. I love it when they have shapeshifters and things like that, because that also can be inclusive of different aspects of personality types. And yeah, so if this is one of the ones I would say, hey, take a look, okay, for that kind of openness and inclusivity. All right, I'm done. Let me know what you think. Like, dislike, whatever. Subscribe, all that fun stuff. But yeah, just let me know. All right, bye bye.